Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we have a song, Blowing in the Wind, written by Bob Dylan, one of the prominent musicians of the United States of America. This song has been described as an anthem of the 1960s civil rights movement. Let us see the profile of Bob Dylan first. Bob Dylan, born on May 24, 1941, is an American singer, songwriter, author, and visual artist. Widely regarded as one of the greatest songwriters of all time, Dylan has been a major figure in popular culture for more than 50 years. Much of his most celebrated work dates from the 1960s when songs such as Blowin in the Wind 1963 and The Times They Are A-Changing 1964 became anthems for the civil rights and anti-war movements. His lyrics during this period incorporated a range of political, social, philosophical, and literary influences, defied pop music conventions, and appealed to the counterculture. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature for his contributions to music in 2016. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, and how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. I hope you have enjoyed the poem. As we saw in the introduction of the poem, Blowing in the Wind is a protest song that raises rhetorical questions about peace, war, and freedom. Rhetorical questions are questions for which the answer is obvious or already known. They are meant to make us think. Bob Dylan believes that the answers are there. However, no one dares to find them. The civil rights movement in the United States was a decades-long struggle by African Americans and their like-minded allies to end institutionalized racial discrimination and racial segregation in the United States. The movement has its origins in the late 19th century, although the movement achieved its longest legislative gains in the mid-1960s after years of direct actions and grassroots protests. The social movement's major nonviolent resistance and civil disobedience campaigns eventually secured new protections in federal law for the human rights of all Americans. Now let's try to explain the poem. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? The first line. In these lines, the poet throws the light on the belief system prevailing those days. It was believed that a boy can become a man only after going to war. Showing his disagreement with this belief, asks how many roads means how many times a person would be required to fight wars so that he could be called a man. This is Bob Dylan is asking in the first line. How many wars a man will have to fight so that he'll be called a man? And there is another interpretation of the line, that is, the poet wonders how much life experiences a person has to suffer in order to be called a man. In other words, he wants to say that it is too much that the society demands from a man. The poet is asking how much experience, life experience, one will have to gain so that you call one a man. So there are two interpretations, both are correct. How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? In the next line, the poet raises another rhetorical question. How many seas must a white dove sail means how many times the war will be fought before achieving peace. Sleeping in the sand refers to the fact that there is no war. In these lines, the poet uses the phrase sleeps in the sand. This is a reference to Bible. There is a phrase sleeps in the sand. In the Bible, it is described as the incident of Noah's sending the doves out to find land after the flooding of the earth. He is searching for a place to land and rest. So in the second line, we can see that the poet is asking, when can a white dove sleep peacefully? When the war will end? That is the question that he is raising. Yes, how many times must the cannonballs fly before they are forever banned? In this line, the poet asks how many times the weapons will be used before they might be totally banned. In other words, the poet says that we have fought enough wars and they should be ended now. The poet says that the answer to all of the questions he raised in the verses above lies in the wind. Means the answer does exist, that is waiting for someone to grab it. But the problem is that nobody troubles to quest for those answers. This line is a direct reference to war because the cannonballs are a weapon that is used in war. So he's asking when these wars will be ended. When will the world see a time where there is no war? That is what the poet is asking. And he says that the answer is everywhere. The answer is in the wind. Means the answer to all these questions are around us always, but nobody cares to seek the answer.